very unsure of myself most of the time, not certain if I'm saying the right things, if I am acting the right way, if I'm even supposed to be here. I'm very unsure of myself.
Well, good afternoon. So I wanted to schedule this live at lunch. And it's so crazy because I haven't seen y'all in a minute. I went MIA there for a little bit. I'm back mentoring. Things got a little crazy there for a sec because I felt like a lot of people started booking with me because it became available. So it's been crazy. Then I went on a little mini trip there. So it's just been hectic. So I kind of got away from this channel, but I'm back. I did not leave you for months on end. So we are making progress. But I wanted to talk about growing pains. I came across this video and I was like, oh my gosh, y'all. This is something that I want to talk about today for Daily Bread. So let's go ahead and get into it. I came across this woman that was speaking about a friend of hers that is just not good for her. And she is coming to the realization that this friend she has truly outgrown. And if she doesn't let this friend go, this friend will sabotage her happiness. It's very clear, like once we get into the story time, that her friend also is a happiness hater. You know, she hates on her happiness. She hates on her success. She hates the fact that she gets attention and things like that. And this woman, and the woman that's telling the story, she has a lot of great things happening in her life. She has opportunities coming to her. And each opportunity that she gets, her friend tends to try to sabotage it in a way. So let's get into this. And I'm just going to point out some things that she said in her story time and how to recognize when you're in a friendship and the friendship is just clearly holding you back, but you're holding on to the friendship out of loyalty and just knowing a person for an extended period of time, and how that can hold you back from your success. So let's get into it, because there's a lot of friendships where some friends may be trying to come back with these planetary shifts that are happening. Maybe some cousins are trying to come back. And so let's get into recognizing the signs of truly letting a friend go. So let me pull it up here. Oof, when you know you have more abundance coming in after you cut a friend off, that's a pretty big sign. Okay, here it is.
Can you believe that I'm tired of being friends with bitches that don't like me? And the thing is, you could really like a girl. Like, I love my homegirl. I've been knowing my homegirl for a very long time. I've been friends with my homegirl for a very long time. Sometimes I even call her my sister because of the way we bicker. But today is the last day I'm talking to her because I am so tired of that demon coming out of inside of her. Every time is my time to shine. She do it on my birthday. We was in Dominican Republic. You got so drunk with some niggas from London that you missed the birthday dinner. But you woke up after being blackout drunk. You woke up an hour later so you could make sure you made the boat for the niggas. Fuck my birthday. You did that. Why am I bringing it up again? Because you probably didn't see it. It's because those go together. Those go together because guess what? I got invited to a gala in New York City, and what you do? You get blackout fucking drunk, laying over on a table like this. Everybody know you with me. I don't know these niggas. They brought me up here for my brand. Regardless of how it played out, that's why we was here. They said, hey, you're a seamstress in Atlanta, Georgia. I want you to make some beautiful gowns for this party and promote it. Cool. I'm gonna bring my homegirl. What bad decision. I'm talking about. Let me just let you know how the demon was really trying to come up. I'm gonna let you know. We in an Uber. We're supposed to go to a place called Legos. It's in Times Square. But there's another one that's not in Times Square, but it's not lit. The place in Times Square, I put in the wrong address, so I went to the not lit one. We in a car, someone said, why you put this the wrong one? I'm like, fuck, it's the wrong one. Okay, what we gonna do? Duh, change the address, go to the next one. No, she wants to sit there and berate me. Why did you do that? I told you it was 2 different addresses. Now, the first time you do get a pass, you letting out some frustration. Understandable.
I want to say this. When you let disrespect slide like that, understand that you're creating room for more disrespect. When you allow disrespect like that to slide, where someone can talk to you crazy, then you're making them feel comfortable with talking to you crazy. And a lot of people think, oh, I'm gonna let it slide because you're understanding their frustration. You're giving them grace. You have more understanding for them than they have of you, but you're literally fostering a space for them to be disrespectful to you. And it's getting to this point now where, you know, now she's just fed up. But some of the earlier, I would say, times or situations that she was in, she probably should have said something then versus now. But it's probably because, you know, everything just has to come to a head. She's clearly at her breaking point and she's just fed up and frustrated. But this is where the accountability came in. This friend became comfortable with talking to you crazy and treating you a certain type of way. And I get it. Some of us believe in keeping the peace, but self-love is not allowing you to put yourself at war within yourself by keeping the peace. You're keeping the peace with them, but you're making yourself unpeaceful within yourself. So you're allowing them to be, you know, toxic towards you, disrespectful towards you, quote unquote, keeping the peace. But now you're at war within yourself because you don't feel appreciated in this friendship. You feel some type of way regarding this friend as well because you don't like how she acts when it's in certain spaces that you share with her, whether it's her birthday, whether she's getting an opportunity in business. And then one thing that I noticed is like she wants to bring this friend on. She wants to bring this friend on. And it's like this friend will literally destroy and sabotage any good thing that you have coming to you because she's not meant to come with you. She's just not. This is a friend that you really have to leave behind. And she's giving you all the signs. Leave me. Leave me. I will be a burden to you. I will destroy any good thing. Because she tends to do things conveniently at the very moment in time where this woman is being celebrated. And that is a happiness hater. Because a woman that sabotages your celebratory moments hates seeing you happy. That's what it's really about. And so you think it's because she can't hold her liquor. You think it's because she is lonely and she seeks out these men conveniently at the very times that you're being celebrated. When in reality, she hates seeing you happy. So she feels the need to excessively drink. She also feels the need to run off or venture off because she does not want to see you happy. So this is a friend that you have to leave behind because what she's forcing you to do is choose between your happiness or being friends with her. It's really sad, like honestly. And then this girl, she's so hurt because she genuinely loves this girl. She genuinely is friends with this girl. But for whatever reason, this girl hates her. And you know what's so crazy? I will be getting into bullying, like women that bully. I'm going to be getting into that here in a sec too. So just give me a sec.
The second time, you got a kid at home, not right here, bitch. I am not your son. I am not your son. Well, I said shit the first time. I'm like, okay, yeah, my bad. Well, let's just change the address. But I'm just saying, though, Britt, why would you do that if I told you that it...
That's crazy.
30 in April. 30 years old in April, baby. Don't talk to me like that. It's not necessary. But it's necessary for that demon that's inside of her because it wants to piss me off, to throw off everything so she could get bucked and act crazy. She's the type of friend that will be quiet when it's just you and her, or just kind of be like mild and modest or whatever. And as soon as other people come around, you got this big ass personality. Where did that come from? If you don't like me, I need more bitches to be real with themselves. If you don't like a bitch, stop hanging with her. Oh, but I like how it is, or I like what it. Be a real bitch to yourself and stop hanging with a bitch that you don't like, because everything that she does is like, hey, I don't like you. I made a dress for the gala. You think that she was trying to.
And you know what's so crazy, y'all? I see this so common among women. Women, you have to break up with women. You can't expect for women to break up with you. You have to break up with women, because women, one thing I noticed about women in friendships, they will hate every little thing you do. Even followers that I have online, they'll sit back and watch me and not like me, but still watch. It's very weird. So if I don't block them, they're still gonna like watch me. Even if I do block them, they're still gonna watch me. They won't accept the fact that they don't like something and just move on with their lives. They will literally sit, watch you, try to be friends with you, hang out with you, and the whole time they don't like you. And I honestly do not understand. It's like, it's the weirdest thing. It's like they don't know how to just accept things for what they are and then just move on. It's like they have to stay and, I don't know, like fixate on the situation, or fixate on the relationship, or fixate on not liking you, or these are the things that they don't like about you. And I don't know if it's to make themselves feel better. I don't know if this is how they deal with their insecurities. Instead of like them really working on themselves, they put the fixation on other people, or they hang around other people that make them feel better about their own insecurities or their own internal struggles. And then they just watch and project, or they do it in relationships. I really don't know. It's almost like they're running from themselves, but they will not move on. They will not let the relationship go. They will literally just sit and fixate. So one thing that I've learned is, like, if you have a friend and she's showing you signs that she's really not for you, like she is your biggest hater, then you have to break up with her. It can't just be this thing where, oh, you just distance yourself. These are the type of friends you can't distance yourself from, because they feel entitled to you. They want to know what you're doing at all times, because they're a hater that likes to be very watchful. They want to know every little thing that you're doing. They want to know what you're up to, who you're hanging out with. And then if you were to distance yourself and then go make friends, new friends, then they would be happy of that, because again, they're back to being a happiness hater. So this is a friend that you really have to break up with. This is not a friend that you could just be distant with. This is not a friend that you could kind of hang out with every now and then. This is a friend that you really have to let go of. You have to release, because it doesn't matter if you handle them with a soft pair of gloves or a hard pair of gloves. It's like they're just going to consistently give you a hard time. That's it. That is it. So hanging on, it's going to cause you to carry dead weight. And then you're doing the heavy lifting, because there's also a level of entitlement where this friend can act toxic, can get drunk, can just do the most, and they expect for you to be there, and expect for you to like clean up, and expect for you to take care of them, and expect for you to be responsible for them. You need to let them go. Like, you really got to cut them off. You really got to cut them off, because the only thing they can do is drag you down. And just like I said in my Nelly video, you have to become friends with people that can bring you up. It's not just men in relationships. Like, you have to surround yourself around people that will bring you up. This is a friend that can only tear her down, that can only drain her energy. That is it. That is it. That is all. She doesn't really bring anything to the table. And I'm not saying like something tangible, like, you have the socialite girlies. That's not what I'm referring to. I'm talking about like positive energy, positivity, optimism, maybe a positive spin on unfortunate situations, or in situations where things are not going well, but she can give you words of encouragement. That's not the type of friend that she's friends with. She's around someone that will call you stupid, or call you out your name, or say you're dumb for doing this, or you're dumb for trying that. That's not a friend that can uplift you. That is a friend that can only tear you down.
And now it's like, oh, I was drugged. If you had came to the party under the guise of being with me, the person that the party was for, like, it wasn't for me, but I was a guest, I don't know what you call it, like, I'm on the bed or some shit, I don't know, but, like, I'm there because I make dresses, and this is a dress party, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? If you had just came and stuck with me, instead of trying to go find random niggas for any reason, I don't think that you would have been blackout drunk, throwing up in an Uber, laying on tables, having random niggas help me. Like, Uber's kicking us out left and right. Uber's kicking us out. We got kicked out of 2 Ubers before we got anywhere.
Now, Sarah wants to know, would you call a friend to end a friendship be cowardly, or is it better in a person? I don't think it's about being better. I think it's about being mature. And sometimes the mature thing to do is to come to, it may not be a mutual agreement, it may not even be a mutual understanding, but sometimes maturity is realizing when something is just not working. Like when a relationship is not working, it's not about who can be better at ending the relationship. It's about ending the relationship because it's the mature thing to do. I don't think it's anything, I don't think it's about being cowardly. I would try to talk to the person. Try to hold your questions towards the end, just so we can keep the live flowing for now. But I would definitely like to answer some of your questions towards the end. And do you see how her energy is down? You see how her energy is down? If you have a friend that has you in this space, you need to let her go. Or he. You see how her energy is just down? She's sad. Da, da, da. This was supposed to be a happy moment for her because I think she's still in New York. She's creating this video still in New York. I don't think she knows where her friend is. But you just see how all of her energy is down. If your friend if you can't hang around someone and you just upbeat and be vibrant and be happy, then you're in bad company. So that is another sign that you need to let that friend go.
Why did you do that? You know why? Because there's a demon inside of you that is tapping into your deep subconscious to let you know that you don't like me. So stop fucking hanging around me, because every time it's something about me, you make it bad. You make it to where I'm getting frustrated. You do something that just puts me in an uncomfortable position. Always.
And it's crazy how she chose to use the word demon. Y'all, I've seen this in real life. I have. Like, till this day, I really think my ex-best friend had a demon attached to her because she didn't always used to act like how she was acting. And one thing I noticed is when someone has a demon attached to them, it's really exposed when they drink. It really comes out when they drink. The demon that's really attached to them, I swear, y'all, it always pops up. They head pops out when they start to drink. The alcohol, it's like, for whatever reason, the alcohol just removes the mask. And you see the demon, you like, oh my God. Like, oh my goodness. And it's like, honestly, the demon is basically their internal struggles that they're refusing to deal with. And so because they're refusing to deal with, it's like their issues and their shadow side, it's like the demon is like taking them over completely. But then when they drink, they can't hide themselves anymore. Their mask completely comes off and you see the real them with the alcohol. You'll see this too on like baddies. You'll see how, if you watch baddies, and you'll see how the girls are drinking. And when they get really intoxicated, their eyes change, and you'll start to see like a totally different person. And you're like, wow, like what the hell is going on? Listen, it's real. So if you get around a friend and she starts to drink and she starts to become very aggressive, she gets in your face, her eyes are different. And another sign too is that she's just meaner to you for no reason, to the point where she may even try to fight you. Yeah, it's time for you to let that friend go. It's time for you to let that friend go. That girl is dealing with something that you can't help her with. And you're trying to help her, you're trying to save her, you're trying to understand her, and the only thing she wants to do is make you her biggest enemy. When really, she's her biggest enemy. So then, once you remove yourself out of the equation, once you remove yourself out of the equation, she has to deal with that. She has to deal with that demon on her own. You're in the way. Honestly, you're stunting her growth just as much as you're stunting your own growth. So by you staying, she can't deal with her issues. By you trying to help and like fixing all that, she can't deal with her issues. But that alcohol is always going to expose the demon in them. Like it just is. It just is. I don't know. Like one thing I noticed about people that really have demons attached to them, they can mask themselves really, really well. They can. But when they are intoxicated, or like when they start taking like, you know, the powder, or they start taking any type of drugs, like pills or anything like that, you see beyond the mask that they wear because they can't hide themselves anymore. It's like the demon just comes right out. And like I said, their behavior change. They start to talk different. Their eyes change. The energy changes around them. Like everything changes around them, and you see them in their real form. So that's when you know, like that alcohol. And if they try to fight you, absolutely not. Like she gotta go. She gotta go. She gotta go. She gotta go. She is struggling. She's stunting your growth. You're enabling her when it comes to stunting her own growth, and then you're stunting yourself as well. It's a lot.
Never fails. Virgo woman. And I'm a Taurus. So it's just like.
And listen, Virgos, please don't take this personal, because she's dealing with a Virgo that is in her shadow side. And we all know that astrology makes up, especially when it comes to our birth natal charts, up to 12 different signs. So please don't take it personal. But she is dealing with a Virgo that is in her shadow side. And so she's just frustrated, but she's venting about how she feels right now. And it's just very raw. So please don't take it personal, because I don't feel like she's trying to attack the Virgos.
Listen, that's not my first Virgo friend. My first Virgo friend, Kaylin, everybody know about her. She was the same shit. I ended up randomly cutting her off one birthday. Now, don't get me wrong, I still love Kaylin. But like, if a bitch can't be real with themselves that they don't like me, I'll do it for you. And so that's what I'm doing with her now. Because like, how dare you? How dare you turn something that's supposed to be good for my brand and my business? I don't got no job except being a seamstress. I don't have no job except being a seamstress. I'm up here trying to pipe my shit. I'm in New York trying to pipe my shit up. And this is what you do? You try to start an argument about a wrong address. You act weird after it. Like, somebody did something to you.
That's when you know. Okay, so another sign too is when you need to let a friend go. Is when something is made about you. Clearly, this trip was about her. This trip don't have nothing to do with her friend at all. Her friend was simply supposed to go to New York and support her. That's it. So it don't matter if things go wrong or right. I'm here to support you. But if they make it about them at any point in time, then they are really truly not your friend. Because in that moment, she made it about her, about having the wrong address. How does that affect you at all? You came here to support her. So if she's at a wrong address, the only thing that you could do is try to help her find the correct address so you can go to the correct location. Not turn it on her and then make it about you when you literally came on this trip to support her. Like, that's weird. Listen, that's a weird friend, y'all. If you have a friend around you like that doesn't even know her place when it comes to making things about you. Because I'm not saying that all in like all situations or all the time, everything's about you. But when it is though, and she makes it about herself, that is not a friend that is truly for you. That is a friend that you really need to let go of. And listen, at one point in time, things were great. Life was good. The friendship was great. But it's clear that you have outgrown each other. So it's time for you to separate. She does not know how to support you in this new season of your life. And this new season of your life, it involves you being the center of just the center of attention. And it probably because you started something that requires you to be the center of attention. If she's a seamstress and she's trying to work with certain celebrities and things like that, it's going to require her to be in the spotlight, to be seen, so that she can get opportunities, so that she can have a successful business. If your friend cannot understand that and accept that, she is a hater of your dreams. She's a hater of your goals. She's a hater when it comes to your business. She's a hater when it comes to your abundance and you prospering in life. You cannot keep a friend like that around, and she's going to block your blessings. Just know that she's going to block your blessings. So you have to be careful about that. I've had to let friends go along my journey of leveling up. And every time I let a friend go that turned into a happiness hater, it didn't matter if it was my weight loss. It didn't matter if it was how I was dressing differently because I had more confidence with my body. It didn't matter if it was because my business was going well or my business was expanding. It didn't matter. Like, if they turned into a happiness hater, I had to let them go. And as soon as I let them go, I had nothing but blessings come in. So they were not supposed to be in my life to be in that season where I'm enjoying the blessings of the fruits of my labor. They were not supposed to be there. They were only going to hate and bring evil eye down on me in my season of blessings and receiving. So, and just imagine this, like, this is a woman that has probably put in a lot of work, a lot of long hours as a seamstress to get her name out there, to create a business to the point where she can work full-time self-employed. And then you have a friend seeing you finally get to a level where you're being recognized for your work, where people are wanting to work with you. You're starting to receive all of these opportunities. And then she's seeing you finally reach that point, and like she wants to knock you right back down to where you were. Like, it's crazy. That's why I'm like, you have to be careful about keeping these type of friendships around. I know the saying is keep friends but keep your enemies closer. No, I don't agree with that. You should know who your enemies are, but to keep them close to you is just absolutely not. Like, know who your enemies are, but keep them away from you. Keep them away from any good things that you have going on, because sometimes people will think negative things, or people will, like, she probably, to be honest, she probably ended up at the wrong address because her friend could have been on this trip this whole time wanting something to go wrong, waiting for something to go wrong, hoping and praying something goes wrong, just so that she didn't have to sit back and watch her friend get the opportunities that were coming to her, receive the blessings that were coming to her. So that's probably how they ended up at the wrong address to begin with. Because you never know what your friend is really thinking, though, on the low. You never know. So y'all came on this trip. She's supposed to be supporting you, but the whole time she's just wishing something goes wrong. She's just hoping something goes wrong. Because she could be in her mind being pessimistic, like, I don't even know why she doing this. I don't even know, like, that's not even cute. And she could be saying all of this in her head, and then you have her on this trip and everything just goes wrong. Nothing goes right. And it's because the whole time she's been with you, she's been thinking negatively up here. So you gotta let those friends go. You really do. You gotta let them friends go. They gonna hold you back. And if you really truly want to be successful in life, you gotta know when to let people go. You gotta know. Even my brother, he had to let a friend go, and his business was at a halt. Like, everything just kind of stopped. And I actually did a reading on him, and I was like, you got somebody in your circle that is evil eyeing the hell out of you. And he was like, I don't know who it could be. I don't know who it could be. You better find out. So I told him, I was like, anytime you want to know when you got an op around you, just call out. Like, God, reveal my enemies to me. Be careful when you do that. But God, reveal my enemies to me. So he said that. Like he went into his sacred space and he was like, okay, God, reveal my enemies to me. He had a dream. And my brother, he has a painting business. So in this dream, he was pumed in the leg from behind. And so when he came back and he told me this dream, I was like, it sounds like somebody's hating on your business. Like it sounds like somebody is hating on the fact that you started this business and you took a chance on yourself. And if they pumed you from behind, they don't want you to know who they are. So then some time passed. He went to go visit this friend. After visiting this friend, he came across a green grasshopper. I was like, it's him. I was like, that's who it is. So then he was like, oh, like, you know how people are. Like, they be in denial, especially when it comes to the spiritual stuff. They be like, oh, no, man, like, da. So some time goes by, and then he calls me back. You were right. So then he's like, oh, man. So he cut him off. Like, he was like, I got to cut him off. Like, I got to be done with this. And so as soon as he cut this person off and removed him completely out of his life, y'all, what do you think is going on with his business? You got to know when to let people go. Like, seriously. He started getting phone calls. He started getting so many like opportunities after that. And it's like sometimes people literally will project their fears on your business or what you're trying to do, or they could just be hating on what you're trying to do. They could be just evil eyeing what you're trying to do. And the whole time, it's like they're manifesting all of these roadblocks for you that you can't even see, but they're creating all these roadblocks. And you're like, why is nothing going right? I don't understand. Like, why is nothing ever going the way that I want? As soon as he removed that person out the way, he was able to be blessed in a multitude of ways, because things just started picking up. His business started to pick up. So you really got to know when to let someone go. And to be honest, he always, like, this friend was someone that he kept around because when my brother was going through a hard time, that friend was there for him. But my brother was also there for him in return. And so they just always had this relationship where they kind of leaned on each other in that way. But it was getting to a point where my brother kind of outgrew that phase of needing to lean on him so much, and to the point where the friendship had turned into, okay, you're always leaning on me and I'm always needing to come in and save the day. And it just became a very imbalanced relationship. And so the signs were there, but he still felt like this undenying loyalty for him because of some things that he did for him when he was going through it years ago. And it was crazy because I'm like, you've made up for that, plus yet you still feel the need to give him that loyalty, even though the signs are there. Because they weren't seeing eye to eye when it comes to politics. They weren't seeing eye to eye when it comes to a whole list of other things. But he kept that friend around simply for loyalty, even though they just weren't seeing eye to eye. Like, even some of the conversations that they would have, he would just be like, that's just so ignorant. Like, why would you say that? Like, it was just getting to a point where he was truly outgrowing that friendship, but he was still holding on to it for loyalty. So let me know if that may be you, because sometimes we hold on to friendships out of loyalty and we think we doing the wrong thing or the right thing, but sometimes we're doing ourselves a disjustice or an injustice when it comes to our own life and where we see ourselves going, and we're trying to help that person. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you can only help those who have a desire to help themselves. Trust me, I know. I know. You can only help those that truly have a desire to help themselves. You cannot force help on people. You cannot. And then people that you force help onto, they will resent you and hate you for it. So you have to spread that love to people that will really appreciate it. And those people that tend to not want to help themselves don't want your help. Sometimes they just like to sit in that pity. Sometimes they just like to sit in that victimhood. And then here you come with solutions. Here you come with bright ideas. Here you come with understanding. Here you come with wanting to help them fix and improve themselves. and they just want to sit in self-pity and victimhood. So they will hate you for it. So you gotta just let them be. You just gotta let them do them. You just gotta let them do them. You gotta get around people that are really gonna value you and appreciate you. You have so much to offer. You have so much love to give, but you gotta stop focusing on giving it to the wrong people. Because a lot of times we pour so much into people that truly don't deserve our love. They don't deserve our kindness. They don't deserve how we care so much about them, because they don't even care about us like that. So you got to get around people that truly appreciate you. And I'm telling you, you're going to see a different side of you, because this girl right here, she's down. She's down. And it's because of the company that she's choosing to keep. But if she was to get around and surround herself around some people that would appreciate her in a real way, she would be so up. She would be so vibrant. She would be so happy. Things would just be flourishing. You have to get around the right company. They will inspire you. And then just being in their energy will uplift you. Like literally, I never thought it would be possible to exchange energy with people, and you leave their energy, and you're inspired. You're ready to create. You're ready to try something new. You're ready to take on a new adventure. You're ready to put yourself out of your comfort zone. Whereas I've been in those friendships where I would leave their energy discouraged, insecure. Self-esteem took a major hit. I'm rethinking my life choices. I'm rethinking, like, what am I doing? There are two different type of people. You got to know who to keep and who to let go of. Who to value and who to release. Okay? Know when you are who you dealing with. And a lot of times, I don't know what it is. It's like, I realized self-love is knowing who you deserve to surround yourself around as well. And she don't deserve to surround herself around somebody like this. She wants more for herself. You always know what you deserve when you have a want and desire for more. It may take some work for you to get it, right? To put yourself and position yourself in that position to receive it. But you know what you deserve when you have a desire for it. Because I don't believe God places that desire on your heart for no reason. So know when to let people go, and know when to recognize when a friendship or a relationship has just reached that expiration date.
That shit was not cool. That shit was not cool. You get blackout drunk to the point to where people think that you have been drugged.
That's sad. Dang.
Low key, I thought she was drugged. But my thing is, that opportunity would have never presented itself if you stayed with me. You were too eager to go find niggas. You didn't give a fuck that we were there for my dresses or any of those things. You wanted to go find niggas to hang out with and flirt with. And now you talking about something you think you was drugged. Why are you over there? Now I gotta take care of you.
That's crazy. Y'all, she's a really sweet girl. She's a really sweet girl. She just need to get around the right people.
I want to formally apologize to all the Virgos in the world. My mama is a beautiful, sweet woman, Virgo. My sister is a beautiful, sweet woman. She's a little girl to me, but she's a Virgo. I just had an experience, and I don't even know why I brought that word up. I was just so in my feelings and so emotional about what happened. I was just saying everything on my mind. Yeah, bitches do be weird. I'm not perfect. I just wanna tell y'all thank you, man, like, for real, because the comments, like, y'all make a bitch wanna be the best person I could be. It's like, y'all.
And see, that's what she does not have in her friendships. That's what she doesn't have in her life. And do you see how her energy is just so down? Her light has been dimmed. You see, and I've been talking about, don't dim your light to make other people feel comfortable. The only way she would be able to stay and operate in this friendship to make her friends somewhat decently comfortable, she would have to dim herself down to fit into this friendship with this girl. And it's so crazy because y'all, I don't believe in the whole, oh, such and such is like, this friend is better. And I don't do that. Like, I don't like it when I see women do that. Like, I don't like that. Stop comparing yourself in that way. It's very negative. It puts you in lack. It shows your insecurities, and you don't have a decent level of self-esteem when you do this. Oh, this is better, but that's better. You're enough. Like, I need the girls to understand. You are enough. There's no, this is better, I'm better, she's better, I'm less. Like, stop doing that. Like, please. I really don't believe in that. So when it comes to this conversation, though, if her friend would do the work on herself, these could be two friends shining together. There would be no, oh, I got to leave this friend behind. This friend would be able to come with her because she's doing the work and they're able to shine bright together. But oftentimes we find situations like this where one is willing to do the work and the other is not. Because even she's being reflective right now about how she's not perfect. So it could have been, this girl could have been shining with her, but her friend is not choosing to do that. Her friend is choosing to be self-destructive. Her friend is choosing to drink, to deal with her issues, to self-medicate herself, and instead of getting her some real help. Her friend is choosing to be a happiness hater. Her friend is choosing to allow jealousy to get the best of her and sabotage what seems to be a very genuine relationship or friendship on her part. And then her friend is choosing to just take this self-sabotaging, destructive path. But you have to understand that just like you're capable, these other people are capable too. Just like you require yourself to show up a certain type of way, they can require themselves to show up better too. But they're choosing not to. And a lot of times we like to victimize people in our minds about why they're not able to do what I'm able to do or what we're able to do. They're capable. They're capable. It's not that you're just better. No, it's just you choose differently. You choose a different path in life. That's it. But they're capable. They're just choosing not to do it. It's like somebody choosing not to do their homework. But you chose to do your homework. And so they're looking at you like, oh, you did your homework? Or they're jealous of the grade that you got on your homework when you decided to do your homework. And they decided to do it last minute. So it's like one of those situations, like everyone has similar choices and opportunities, but they choose what they choose for themselves. And you just got to accept that instead of enabling and making excuses for them. So we like to look at people and feel bad for them, but it's like, that's the choice that they're making. That's the choice that they're making. And you can't change their choices because those choices are their own. And that has nothing to do with you. So a lot of times we like to feel guilt, or we like to have survivor's remorse or survivor's guilt. And you really have to let that go, because just like you were able to put in the work to change your life for the better, they're capable of doing the same thing. They just choose not to. That's it. They choose not to.
Y'all see something that I don't really, or I can't really, and that just makes me want to be the person that y'all see.
And that's what she needs more of. She needs more people around her that uplift her. And if y'all want to go to her TikTok, just go to the comment section and read the comment section of women that sent her love and positivity. Those are the type of women that you need to exchange energy with. They will encourage you, uplift you, support you, respect you, love on you in a real way, love on you in a genuine way. They will also uplift you when things are not going right. Because if I would have been that friend on that trip and things weren't going well, I would have been figuring out, what can I do to help to turn this around? Y'all, it's amazing. It's such a blessing to be friends with girls where you could be out doing something and the night is not going well, and then something comes over the both of you and y'all look at each other like, okay, We're going to make the rest of the night the best. Like maybe the waiter didn't come to y'all's table for 20 minutes, or maybe y'all had a hard time finding parking or something, and you both come together and you intentionally say, we're going to make the rest of the night great. We're going to choose to make the rest of the night amazing. Being around people like that, y'all, is such a blessing, because you could literally shift the energy around you and have the best night of your life because you're choosing to be intentional. But then you're around someone that is also choosing to be intentional. Because y'all, I'll never forget, one of my friends that I've been friends with for like the last, I would say 2.5 years now. The first time that we met up to hang out, because I met her in a makeup store. The first time that we met to hang out, I was running late because my mascara bled onto my foundation right here. And then my eye kept watering because I was still new to Houston and my allergies were so bad. And so I was running late. So when I got there, I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like I was so apologetic. And then she goes, oh, it's okay. Like, no worries. It's okay. She was so understanding. She was so patient. And she was like, hopefully it doesn't ruin your night. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to allow it to ruin my night. We're going to have a great time. We're going to get to know each other. And we decided in that moment to set the tone for how the rest of the night was going to go. And I will never forget the first time that we met up. And it was an amazing time. And that vibe has been a continuation for the last 2.5 years. So there are people out there that you can meet, but you got to be willing to put yourself out there in spaces that may be unorthodox. I never thought I would meet a girl in a makeup store. Like, honestly, it was so unorthodox, but it's like, we just started talking. The energy was right and things were just going well. I tried the whole Bumble BFF thing. Oh my God. I don't recommend. I believe put yourself out there in spaces that make sense to you. Things that you love to enjoy doing. And you will connect with the right people. You will connect with your soul tribe. When you put yourself in spaces that are not really for you, then yeah, Bumble BFF was just me putting myself out there in a space that really was not for me. I didn't need to be on Bumble BFF. But when I started to put myself in spaces that were really for me and just being open to meeting new people, because that's the thing. Before meeting her, I wasn't really open to meeting new people. So because I wasn't open to it, I didn't meet any new people. Soon as I decided that, I was like, okay, let me be open to meeting new people. That's when I started to meet new people. Just like that. In the weirdest ways. I met Taylor when I went to a event. And I met her in the girls' restroom. Literally. I'm washing my hands. She's washing her hands. And Taylor is a Leo. So she approached me first. And she just started talking, and I was like, oh, you're a photographer. And at the time, she still worked at her 9-to-5 job. And then shortly after that, she ended up going full time, and she ended up just putting herself into her creative field, and she really put herself out there, and she launched her business, and her business started to take off, and she's been booked and busy ever since. And so she started working for me for that short period of time, but then she wanted to branch off and expand and really like focus on her business and her brand. And it's like, as a business owner myself, I completely understood that. Plus I was heading in a different direction, so it just made sense. But it's like, be open to meeting new people. You cannot close yourself off because of past experiences. Okay. I just made a TikTok video about being unstoppable, because sometimes in life we go through certain experiences that make us feel like we have to stop, that nothing new can come from life because, well, this has been our experiences. This has been a consistent thing. This has been a consistent pattern in our life. You have to get to a point where you are unstoppable. And I'm going to share what I put on my TikTok, because I want you to get to that point in your healing journey where you truly are unstoppable.
So I just wanted to ask, has anyone reached the level in their healing journey where you're just feeling unstoppable and you have reached the conclusion that nothing is stopping you from creating a better experience? No past negative or bad experiences are stopping you from creating new and better experiences. You get what I'm saying?
So what I'm saying is, sometimes in life we go through adversity. We have certain challenges. It's character development if you choose to look at it that way. Because if I had to go back and go through everything that I went through, I wouldn't change a thing. Because it created the version of myself that I am today. And I love myself. I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change the weight gain. I wouldn't even change my earlier experiences in middle school and high school when I was bullied a lot. Like, I wouldn't change a thing, y'all. I love myself so much that I would not change any bad experience that I've ever went through. So sometimes in life, we go through those experiences and then we feel like we got to stop living. We feel like we got to stop making friends or being friends with people. We feel like we got to stop experiencing love in whatever form that it comes in. We got to stop being social, just isolate ourselves. I hope I encourage you to reach a point in your healing journey where you see yourself as unstoppable, that you don't allow any bad experience in this lifetime to keep you stuck to where you're not living the life that you truly deserve. Okay? So you're not allowing something that happened 2 years ago, 3 years ago to stop you from having an amazing life. And just like I use the example about me and my friend going out sometimes, and sometimes it's not always the best experience, but we don't allow that to stop us from having a good time. We don't allow that to stop us from enjoying our lives. That's on them. That's not on us, because I get to move forward and create happiness still. So people can choose to give me a bad experience. People can choose to treat me how they want to treat me. The only thing I'm responsible for is removing them, if it ever comes down to that. But I can still move forward because I'm unstoppable and still create better experiences and memories and moments for myself, because that's the power that I have within myself. So empower yourself in that way. Don't hold yourself back because of what other people chose to do to you. And a lot of times I feel like people will try to stop you by giving you those shitty experiences. But it's up to you to choose what you do with that. Do you just stop living? Or do you continue to move forward and create new and better experiences for yourself? And let me tell you, when you start to do that, then they start to feel like they missed out. When you start to do that, then they feel like, oh, I'm missing out when I could have been a part of that. And they could have been, but they chose to treat you a certain type of way, and you had to remove them. So it's a choice. People really think when they do you wrong and they do you dirty that it's going to stop you. And it's very delusional. It's very delusional. It's up to you to continue to move forward, because happiness will follow you if you're open to it. New people, you'll meet them if you're open to it, but you got to be open to it. Can't close yourself off. Be open to meeting new people. And listen, it may take some time. It may take some time, but make sure that you're open to it though. Open up your energy and allow things to come in. If you close off yourself, and sometimes it can just be a mindset thing. You have programmed yourself that you don't want to meet any new people. So when you program your mind to say, oh, I don't want to meet any new people will not come in. So turn the switch back on. You have the power to do that. So you can affirm yourself, I am open to meeting new people. I'm open to meeting my tribe. I'm open to meeting people that are genuine, that are authentic, that will love and support me, that will also be there to encourage and uplift me. Speak it over you. Affirm yourself and then open yourself up. And then this will help you open up your energy. Because I know what it's like to be jaded. I know what it's like to be No. I know what it's like to be jaded. And when I was jaded, y'all, I was bitter. I got to be honest with you. When I was jaded, I was bitter. I was so bitter. I was so mad. But even that part was real for me. And I wouldn't change that either. Because in that space was when I was able to come to the realization about, why am I allowing this to stop me from meeting new people? Why am I allowing this bad experience to dictate the rest of my life in relationships that I have with people? So me being jaded and bitter is how I came to this mindset. So never be ashamed of different spaces that you have with yourself. Don't ever be ashamed because you feel this way. Just be real about it and be willing to change and adapt and grow so that you can move past that. But don't be ashamed if at one point you were bitter, angry, jaded, mad as hell. Like, embrace those moments. That's what makes you human. That's what makes you real. I know everyone wants to be fake nowadays, and they're like, I was never bitter. I have been bitter so many times in my life, and I had to work through that bitterness to get back happy again. It's just part of it. So don't ever shy away from real emotions that you're going through. Ever. You work through them. You help yourself get through them. It's just like grief. You allow yourself space to grieve. You allow yourself space to process those emotions instead of pushing them away as if they're not there or they don't exist. Because when you're able to work through things, you're able to move past them. When you avoid, you're not able to move past them. So be mad. I always tell girls, be mad, be bitter, be upset, be jaded, be all the things that they tell you you shouldn't be. You shouldn't stay that way. But you can allow yourself to be that way in order to process that so that you can move past it. Okay? You just don't want to avoid.
Get into it. To the girls that have reached this level of within their healing journey where you just feel untouchable, unstoppable, no bad experience is keeping you from creating a new and better experience. Because we're doing what we feel we deserve. And part of that is not allowing our past to hold us back from greatness.
And you deserve greatness. You got to believe what you deserve. You're the main character of your life. You create it. You're the main character. Like, some of you need to go play Sims. Create the character. Create the woman that you see, right? And then play out that life that you want, that you desire. Why not? Like, I'm tired of this women comparing themselves to each other. Stop doing that. You are the main character. There's no comparison. There's no comparing. Like, you can't think like that. And you know where that comes from? I've been meaning to talk about this. It comes from, I really feel like, because I haven't talked about decentering men I haven't done a video in a while. And I'm really thinking about doing a dedicated video because I really want to put this to rest. There was someone that left a comment on my Instagram because she feels that I shouldn't talk about men at all when it comes to decentering men. I'm a heterosexual woman. I still date men. I'm still into men. I'm still interested in men. I'm just not a male-centered woman. Now, I'm going to explain to you what that is for me. I don't believe in rules. And it's so crazy. Like, in sisterhood or womanhood, you have women that believe in rules constantly. I believe in principles. That's what I believe in. I believe in living with integrity, humility, compassion, and understanding, and having an understanding for others, or willing to seek understanding in others. But I don't believe in rules, especially when you become an adult. I mean, of course, you should know the difference between right and wrong so that you don't end up in situations that you don't want to be in. But I'm talking about how women create these rules about how you should live your life and how you should do this and how you should do that. And like with every little thing, there's always these rules. Hair, makeup, nails, dress, how you can interact, how you can do this, how you can do that, da, 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 da. And you know what that is? That's male centering. Because you know what men do? Create rules for women to follow. Hell, sometimes they create rules for women to follow that they don't follow themselves. Stop with the rules. You know what that is? Placing limitations on your life, keeping you from being able to experience things that you were meant here, where you were meant to come here to experience things. Stop putting rules on your life. And then some of you are putting rules on your life from what someone on social media has said. You're not allowing yourself to experience. You're not allowing yourself to flow. You're limiting yourself. You're putting a lot of limitations on yourself, unnecessary limitations. You're not even allowing yourself to go through certain experiences to understand yourself better. You're putting a limit there. So what it means to truly decenter for me, and I'm sharing it with you. You can apply it if you want or you don't. It's what I decided to do was change the computer chip. I am a program. When I came here, they put a computer chip in me that I didn't ask. And they programmed me to think a certain type of way. So they filled up my system with all of this data. You know what I decided to do when I decentered men? I decided to remove that computer chip, delete the data, erase the memory. And I decided to insert my own computer chip with a new program, with new data, with a new memory. And it's called self. So it doesn't mean, and it comes with a new processor, right? So a lot of women are so fixated on changing out the monitor and think they're doing something. So they feel like you can't have an opinion about men at all. You shouldn't talk about men at all because that's what it means to decenter men. That's you just changing out the monitor. That's it. That's it. The real work is all mental. It is changing out the processor. It's deleting the old program. It's removing the outdated data. That's what it really means to decenter men. It's a thought process. It's how you process things, experiences, information. It's how you process certain things that you go through. So when you truly decenter, it's how you view yourself in the world. It's with your own program, not the program that they gave you. So that's what it really means to decenter men. All of these rules that women are coming up with, I just feel like you're overcompensating for something else. Honestly, I don't know if it's to make yourself feel better about how you feel towards men or what, but it's not real. Real is when you shift your mind. That's what's real. But all of these rules is just gimmicks and bullshit, which is why I don't participate in that. Because the real work always starts with the mind. So remove the processor. Switch out the processor. Get a new system. Get a new program. And it will have you think differently. And one of those ways that you're going to be thinking differently, you're not going to be projecting rules on women. You're not. That's what men do constantly. And then men do it and then don't even live up to them. That's what men do. So you can judge and perceive me however you want. But one thing about it, my mind is decentered. Seriously. And every little thing that I do. And I didn't even know how much we center men until I literally removed the computer chip. I didn't understand how much we center men until I changed the processor. Because when you change the processor, everything isn't a competition. I don't compete with 304s. I don't compete with the wifeys. I don't compete with the females. I don't compete with the baby mamas. There's no competition. We're women. That's it. So you think differently. I don't feed into the incompetence of men because we're equals. So just like I'm capable, he's capable. I don't handicap men. Change out the processor. Stop making it about these surface level rules. It's not real. It's not real. It's just the movement that you believe in online, and it's not creating real change. And so when you do that, again, you're just putting a Band-Aid on the real issue. And the real issue is truly the mindset. Okay? Now, yes, when I was in the decentering men space, I did not want to facilitate friendships where the conversation was always about men. And I don't have those friendships. But when you are perceiving someone on social media, you're literally taking a moment and that's it. And you're thinking it's their whole life. I come online and I teach women discernment when it comes to men. That's never changing. I'm a heterosexual woman. I date men, I'm interested in men, that's never changing. It's never changing. And it shouldn't have to change. Because part of centering yourself is not denying yourself of something that is nature to you. Like, it's natural. Me being interested in men is natural to me. I'm not interested in women. And it's like women are trying to force that onto you real bad. And it's starting to get a little weird to me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. It's starting to get a little weird to me. Seriously. Because I'm just like, I'm not gay. I'm not against people being in same-sex relationships, but it's like, why are y'all trying to force that onto me? I don't understand that. So part of you putting in that computer chip is staying true to yourself and not allowing online movements and trends to sway who you really are, to waver who you really are. Because some people, it's something with women who feel the need to bully you, and they try to ostracize you into their little program. And if we're not all doing the same, if we're not all thinking the same, then they try to single you out and bully you and try to make it seem like you're doing something wrong. It's getting weird. It's getting weird. I don't know why women do that. You are nothing but a bully. That's it. You're nothing but a bully. So I'm going to play a little bit of this, just a little bit, because I actually want to react to this on my main channel, because I need more eyes on this, because I've been seeing this so much. It is what has destroyed the Black women's empowering space. It has destroyed the Black women's empowerment space on YouTube and just any space really that involves women coming together. So let's get into it, because it ties in with this whole situation. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, y'all are. Okay. Let me show y'all this, because this was an interesting video, and it says how bullying is different for women. And yes, it's, hold on, is this, oh yeah, I guess it's, I don't know why I thought this live was 2 hours, or this video was 2 hours. I may have gotten it confused with something else, but let's continue.
Be a lot of like very communication based stuff, like eye rolling, you know, crossing your arms. We also have studies that show that these are very communication based attacks. So since they don't engage in a directly disruptive behavior, there's not something that they can be found guilty of. I wasn't hitting on your boyfriend. I was just walking past them in a bikini. If your boyfriend wants to look, that's his problem. What's the matter? Do you feel not confident in it? Do you feel like you're not attractive enough to keep your boyfriend? This is how they do. So the first thing that I have to say is this is one of the most important and also hardest lectures videos that I put together, and the reason is really simple. If you look at the internet today, misogyny is rampant. And so I'm afraid that anything that I say that talks about how women can be aggressive, women can be evil, women can be bad, will very quickly be taken as justification for further misogynistic behavior. But that's not why I'm making this video. In fact, it's something that I'm going to try very hard.
He said is further misogynistic behavior. Women don't even know how bullying is misogynistic. Can you imagine a woman coming at me sideways about decentering men and she's bullying me about it? It's really crazy. That's why I said it's the mindset. It's not about what it looked like. It's not about looks. The world that we live in only cares about looks and rules. That's it. It's about what is going on up in the mind, because that translates to how you treat people. And that's important. So listen, because one thing that men love to do, they love to use that intimidation factor. And women do it too. They like to use that intimidation factor. But they do it by singling you out and ganging up on you.
To avoid. So right now at the very beginning, I'm going to say this is not a video about why women are bad. This is a video about the fact that some women are bad, that some women do bully, that some women are aggressive, and that some women are even sociopathic. And the problem in today's world is that if you are faced with one of these women, whether it be a mother, whether it be a sister, whether it be someone at school, that these women can be incredibly aggressive in a very subtle and indirect way. And that this aggression can be so devastating that it can even result in death. Now, when we look at male aggression, we look at things like, okay, violence, right? So if you look at the number of men who are in prison for murder, the number is very high. And we know that men can be violent. There's this whole thing going on the internet about would you rather be alone in the forest with a man or a bear? And most women would choose a bear because men can be deceptive, men can be aggressive, and I know a lot of men get upset about that, but let's remember that women have their experiences. The problem is that when it comes to physical aggression, we have safeguards in place, right? So I'm not saying that physical aggression is easy to avoid, but you can go to, a martial arts class and learn how to physically defend yourself. You can even get something like mace or pepper spray. If you are physically assaulted, there are places you can go. You can go to the hospital, they'll document your injuries. You can go to the police. I'm not saying that they always do a great job, but there are systems in place to protect you from physical aggression. There are scanners at the airport to make sure someone doesn't bring a gun in. The problem is that when it comes to female aggression and bullying, there aren't safeguards, right? What do you do? What do you say when someone is bullying you, when someone is being aggressive with you in an indirect way? How do you defend yourself? And the science on female aggression shows that the majority of victims don't even feel like they're victimized. They don't even realize that they're the victims of some form of aggressive behavior. So a couple of other...
And you know why this is common for social isolation as a common tactic that aggressive women like to use is because we're big on community. Men are not so much. Men are more individualistic. That's just how they are. They're very independent in nature. But us women, we tend to be more in community. That's just how we are. So oftentimes you will see this. Now, the reason why I'm playing this is because this could be, there's actually, this video is excellent. It is literally, if you are trying to find the signs that you need in order to let that friendship go, this is an amazing video, seriously. And it will also, validate you too if you've gone through some of these experiences and you're like, what the heck, but because women tend to be aggressive in indirect ways, you tend to second guess yourself a lot because it's not direct. Men tend to be aggressively direct and women tend to be aggressively indirect. So a lot of times we tend to second guess the aggression. We tend to second guess the tactics that they use and things like that a lot of times. This video explained to me and validated to me that I've been bullied all of my life by women. And it's crazy. I used to think that I wasn't, and part of the reason is because I grew up in an all boys home. So I'm used to things being just blunt, direct. But learning the nature of women, I'm like, through this video and just over the years lately, it's like, oh my God, I've been bullied by girls my whole life. And I didn't even know because I think I would just kind of play it down a lot because I grew up around boys where I'm just used to them being so direct and upfront. But I'm like, oh my God, I've been bullied all of my childhood and adulthood, actually. It's crazy. So I don't even think I have real friends. And I'm talking about in the past. Currently, yes, now, but I'm talking about there were a lot of friendships that I was fostering and facilitating in my life. I'm like, they were not a friend. They were a bully. It's really crazy. They were a bully.
Quick disclaimers. So this is not a video just about female bullying. That while this is the weapon of choice, let's say, for female bullies, which is why we're characterizing it that way, the first thing that I want to point out to y'all, just to be clear, is that men can be indirectly aggressive, absolutely, and women can also be directly aggressive.
Yep.
So this is a video about teaching y'all the principles of indirect aggression. Now, why do we talk about women if we're talking about indirect aggression? Because, frankly, that's what most of the studies are on. For the same reason that if you look at something like antisocial personality disorder or people who are sociopaths, these are much likely to be studies on men because that is the way that their sociopathy manifests, right? So they manifest in a particular way that is violent, that is more likely, it's easier to study men. So if we're doing a study on sociopathy, we'll go to places like prisons and we'll study men. So today what we're going to do is teach you what the playbook of a female bully looks like. What are their patterns of aggression? How do women sociopaths act? And I know these are all three different things, and we'll go into detail. So let's talk a little bit about female bullying and aggression. The first thing is that it is indirect, which means it isn't about doing something. It is actually about the avoidance of doing something. So it is about ignoring, exclusion, leaving you out. Sometimes it can be a lot of like very communication-based stuff like eye rolling, crossing your arms. We also have studies that show that these are very communication-based attacks, and not even communication towards you. They'll do things like spread hostile rumors, try to do things like seduce your romantic partner, hit on your romantic partner. These are all forms of female aggression. There's another important issue here, which is that girls who do this will often not engage in disruptive behavior, which is much more common in men who are bullies or boys who are bullies. So since they don't engage in a directly disruptive behavior, there's not something that they can be found guilty of, right? So if you go to your frenemy, and you say, hey, can you please stop hitting on my boyfriend? What they're gonna say is, I wasn't hitting on your boyfriend, I was just walking past them in a bikini. If your boyfriend wants to look, that's his problem. What's the matter? Do you feel not confident in it? Do you feel like you're not attractive enough to keep your boyfriend? This is how they do.
Oh my God, yo, I gotta tell y'all about a time where my ex-best friend, where she called herself giving me advice, but I was calling her out. I'm like, why are you making all of these negative assumptions about my choices? Like, why are you assuming all of the worst things? Oh, I wasn't assuming the worst about your situation or your choices or anything like that. I was just giving you and offering you advice. Advice I didn't ask for. And it was so left field because the conversation wasn't about my choices in life. Like, it was just, they're very, very passive aggressive. And what she was doing was she was trying to come across like she was being helpful, but really she was just bullying me. That's it. Like, that is it. She tried to downplay it, but I was just like this is so left field, because I don't talk to her about what I got going on. Like, she doesn't know. I don't talk to her about that. I don't tell people what I got going on, my opportunities, my business, how well my business is doing, or anything like that. I really keep a lot of things to myself. So her kind of just bringing it up and trying to come across like she's being helpful, it was just very weird. Like, it was just so weird. And then it's like, we don't have these type of conversations. So it was just so weird. So yeah, like, they'll try to disguise their bullying as helpful, or I'm just giving you advice that you did not even ask for. The conversation was not even on that. So you got to be careful about women like this, because they're very sneaky in how they tend to bully you. And what she was doing was she was planting seeds of doubt in my mind in hopes that I would start to second guess my choices and decisions in life, while not knowing how well I was actually doing. So you just got to be careful about that, because that's crazy.
So the process starts with something called moving into the gray zone. Normally what happens is you have a circle of people who are all connected in some way. And the first step of the female bully is to isolate, to ostracize. So start engaging in different activities that move you into the gray zone. And this is what's so devastating about it. You can feel it happen, but it's so hard to blame them. Are you crazy? Is this really happening? Some studies show that the victims of female bullying aren't even aware that they are victims. They're made to feel stupid. They're made to feel at fault because there's no direct form of aggression. So it starts by pushing you into the gray zone. The second thing about female bullying is that it's oftentimes very group-based. So the person won't do something to you. They will say, oh, it is the group that is doing this to you. It's not me, it is all of us. And sometimes what happens is you don't have a single bully. You have 2 or 3 girls in a group of girls that dislike you. And they will work in concert. And since one of them doesn't invite you to this, you know what would be hilarious if we didn't invite this person to both of our parties? Wouldn't that be hilarious? Oh my God, that's such a great idea for a joke. So you don't get invited to one party, you don't get invited to another party. And then a third girl, someone in the group is like, hey, maybe we should invite this person. They're like, oh my God, this is so much fun.
And y'all, I don't know about y'all, but this tactic don't work on me, because I like being by myself. So if you start acting weird towards me and you try to act like you don't like me, you will never hear from me again. I'm one of those type of people, because it's like, listen, Me, myself, and I. It's been me, myself, and I this whole time. Like, I'm very comfortable with myself. I don't feel like I need an entourage following me or supporting every little thing that I do. So I'm really big on being a popular loner just because I like my own energy. I like my company. I don't have to worry about being judged, perceived, or talked about. So being by myself is cool. Like, it does not bother me. So I've had this happen. This happened to me when I first moved to Houston. And it was like this triangulation that was being created behind my back. And I did not know at the time. And the objective was to isolate me from the group. A group that I wasn't really a part of, but it was just like this group just wanted me to feel left out. And I'm like, okay, I mean, if y'all don't want me to be around y'all little funky group, I don't have to be. Like, I'm not one of those type of people where it's like, please pick me, please, please. Like, it's like, that's what they wanted me to do, beg to be a part of their little group. And it's like, y'all don't be doing shit. Y'all don't be doing shit but talking about each other. Like, why would I desperately want to be a part of this group when all y'all do is bully each other and talk about each other behind each other's back? But that's, and compete. And I'll never forget, y'all, I was warning this one girl. I was like, if I was you, I wouldn't tell them your business. They be talking about you behind your back. And she didn't believe me. And then she went out to hang out with them. I was like, listen, I tried to warn you. I was like, I wouldn't tell them none of your business. I wouldn't tell them shit that you got going on. I would not. And I told her the truth about how they really feel about her. I was like, they don't even like you. But she was so desperate to have friends, she was willing to bypass what I'm saying, make me the villain in the situation, and then go hang out with them. And how much you want to bet? It's been about 3 years. How much you want to bet that girl done got stabbed in the back already? That's just how messy they are. They bully each other. They compete with each other. They talk about each other. They dog each other out. They spread their business amongst each other. It's like, oh my God, I'm like, y'all, I'm so missing out on that group. Like, that's crazy. I don't like being in drama. I don't like being in mess. I don't like chaos. I don't like petty stuff like that. I don't like that. I don't like being in groups where it's like that. So I ain't never been like that. I was never like that in middle school. I was never like that in high school. Like, I would hang around, but I would never hang around to talk about other people. If I would hear somebody talk about a girl, I would never repeat what was said. I would never say anything. I would just stay out of it. I would stay out of it. I wouldn't say a word because I just know how girls are. Even back then, I knew how girls are. So I just kind of kept to myself a lot. But I don't know. Like, it was very strange when this started to happen to me because I was just like, how am I friends with a group of girls for years and they don't understand me still? Because you would have known this would not have worked on me. Seriously. This would not have worked on me.
We're getting such great bonding time. So they create a situation where there is a diffusion of responsibility. It's not me that's bullying you, it's the group. It's not my fault that you're not getting invited to parties. Maybe you should work on being a better guest at a party. And once that person gets pushed to the gray zone, they will comment. They will try to defend themselves. And this is a term that's actually been, quoted in the scientific literature. This creates a retaliatory action by the bully group. Once you say, hey, why aren't y'all inviting me? The bullying group responds. Maybe because you're this way or this way or this way. We didn't do anything wrong. It's all in your head. So once they push you to the edge and you decide you want to defend yourself, you call them out on their behavior. And this triggers something that's well documented in the literature called retaliatory humiliation. They've debated. You call them out on, oh, no, it's not my fault. Why are you so crazy? Why can't you see the way that I'm being nice to you? Why can't you value my friendship? Why do you view the world so negatively? They blame you for attacking them.
And they have to bring other people into it. It's weak to me, y'all. If I have an issue with somebody, I never bring other people into it. I have an issue with you. Why would I need to talk to 3 and 4 other people about the situation when my issue is with you? But part of it is because they know that it's a lie. Like, they know. So they got to go get validated by other people and create stories and not tell the full story in order for them to feel like they have a leg to stand on when they know they don't. So it's weird.
This is how it works. So if we want to defend ourselves against the cycle, we have to understand what triggers a bully, what makes it safe for a bully, as well as the sequences. There's subtle things that the literature shows that you can do to protect yourself, and we have to share those with you. So first, let's talk a little bit about the neuroscience of female aggression. So the first thing to understand is if you look at why women are less overtly aggressive than men, women are much more sensitive to the possibility of retaliation. So if you ask men, like, what would make you, attack or not attack someone else, men are okay being punished in return. So, one of the very classic things that we see in various like TV shows and things like that, right, is you see a man who's got a black eye and a bruised face and stuff like that. And you're like, wow, bro, did you get into a fight? Their response, you should see the other guy. Yeah, the other guy's way worse. Men are fundamentally more comfortable with dishing out damage and receiving damage. Getting hit back is not a very good deterrent from aggression. The consequences of their aggression, men, generally speaking, care less about. The number one reason why women are less likely to be aggressive is because they are concerned about the fallout from their aggression. They're concerned about getting hit back. And we can even see like some versions of this in the animal kingdom. I think you've got to be super careful when you talk about animals and extrapolating it out to human behavior. But if we look at things like prides of lions, right? So the female lions will do the hunting because the thing that you're attacking doesn't fight back. It's about catching it, not fighting it. But when there's fighting that needs to be done, when hyenas are attacking a lion pack, it's the male lion who fights, right? So we see versions of this even within the animal kingdom. But we also know from neuroscience studies that this is probably correct. That is, it is the inhibition of retaliation that really causes women to not be aggressive. And how do we know this? Because we can look at studies of alcohol. So women are much more likely to be physically aggressive when they're drunk, just like men. But the mechanism is different. So specifically what alcohol does is when a woman is drunk, fear-based circuits that warn them, that inhibit behaviors because they say, hey, if you hit someone, that person will hit back. This is a fundamental inhibition to female aggression. And alcohol disinhibits us. So what it does is disables the fear of the consequences. There's also something really fascinating. Oxytocin increases female aggression. And you may say to yourself, well, hold on a second, Dr. K. I thought oxytocin was a bonding hormone. I thought oxytocin is the hormone that causes bonding between a mother and child. Oxytocin is the milk letdown hormone. So when women are breastfeeding, right, they have a lot of they have a lot of milk production in their breast, but how does the breast know when to release the milk? It is oxytocin that triggers breast milk release. And so you may say to yourself, but hold on a second, oxytocin is also the cuddling hormone. When people have sex and they cuddle afterward, both of their brains release oxytocin. This forms emotional bonds. So let me ask you, the one archetype that you should avoid at all costs is the mama bear, right? Anytime we know if there's a wild animal that has babies, they will be incredibly aggressive. And that's absolutely correct, right? So when we have a child, a baby, it can be a mama bear, it can be like a mama dog, like whatever, mama cat. Anytime there are kittens away, there are cubs at play, there are children at play, women can be incredibly aggressive. So when a woman has a child, the oxytocin level is through the roof. And if you threaten the child, the mom doesn't care. Normally, female mammals, women, are inhibited by the possibility of getting hurt. But when oxytocin is floating around, it actually increases maternal aggression. And that's evolutionary. So we have to understand that if we want to stop a female bully, we have to remember that the biggest thing that inhibits aggression is the fear of the consequences. And so once we understand that, what we really need to focus on is not calling them out on their behavior, but creating and shaping an environment where there are going to be consequences for them. So we're going to talk about a couple of other triggers for female bullying. So one of them is very unusual.
And I also want to say this. That's why I said when your friend switches up on you, when they start to drink, that's a big sign. That is a huge sign. If alcohol enters the chat and they start acting very aggressive towards you and you're like, for no reason, like it's unwarranted, you didn't do anything towards them, that's when you know. That's when you know. That's when you know.
So one way to trigger a female bully is by you making another friend. So right now you're part of a social circle, right? So you're
I
in the
know
social
this.
circle, your bully is in the social circle. One of the things that will trigger your bully is if you start stepping outside of the social circle. If you create a network that excludes her, she is much more likely to trigger a bullying response, right? So this is kind of the social dynamic. They're super concerned about their place within the social circle and hierarchy. We can also see this, I've seen this in my patients when, mothers have I have a great relationship with my daughter. My daughter and I are besties. And then the daughter starts making friends, starts going on trips, triggers this weird bullying response from mom, where mom's like, yeah, I don't want you to hang out with them. Like, you never spend time with them. They start guilt tripping you. They start complaining to your other family members. Yeah, she's making the wrong friends. They start to use all of these other things around you. They don't tell you, hey, I feel excluded from your life. I feel like I've invested my whole life.
You see how they saying how he said that you're making the wrong friends? Listen, one thing about a bully, they're going to downplay every little thing you do. They're going to downplay you're not hanging around the right people. You're not making the right connections. You're not making the right choices when it comes to friends that you have or you've created. Remember, they do it indirectly. They do it indirectly. They bully indirectly. Do you see who she's hanging out with? It's like that. It's so weird to me, y'all. And it could, like I said, this could be a sister. This could be a mother. This could be a cousin of yours. It could be a friend. It could be, it could be a gay friend too. It's just anyone with this weird behavior. Y'all know who it is.
In you, you're the primary source of my social support, and if you start making friends outside of me, I feel alone. They don't say that, right? They will start to rally allies, try to get you from not hanging out. Oh yeah, this boyfriend isn't right for you. Why? Because he's helping you be independent. Fuck that. So one thing and this is the reason I share this is because it's so confusing for so many people. Because you're like, I don't understand. I thought we were friends. I don't understand why. It feels like this person is excluding me. They're insulting me all the time. Like, they're saying slight things. Oh, yeah, like, that dress. What do you think about what do I think about this dress?
Remember what I told y'all when it was happening to me? And I was like, she never used to act like that towards me. Like, why is she acting like that all of a sudden? I'm telling you, when women do it, you really question it. Like, you second guess it because it's so passive. But you're like, she didn't used to say that to me. She didn't used to talk to me like that. Why is she talking to me all crazy like that? Or why is she saying those slick remarks? And then when you try to confront them on their behavior, then they're like, oh girl, I'm playing with you. Oh girl, it's because we've been friends for so long. And it's like, girl, but you never used to talk to me like that at all. So it really throws you off. Because sometimes, it's very subtle. And so you're like, So y'all, anytime I've ever dealt with this, I've always second guessed it. But then your parent would be like, she's jealous of you. She's jealous of you. And you'd be like, what? No. And it's because it's so passive and indirect and subtle that you just be like, you always make excuses. But it's because this is just how women operate when it comes to being a bully. So you just have to be careful about that. It will never be direct. So if you find yourself second guessing your friend or whoever and their behavior towards you, go with your instincts. Go with what you're saying or what you're feeling at that time. And then if you try to confront them and they gaslight you, you have your answer. And I wouldn't even make it known that you peeping them or that you know who they are or you peeping what they're doing. I wouldn't even make it known. I would let them think whatever, but I wouldn't talk to them no more. I would completely cut them off.
I think the dress would look way better on you if you lost some weight.
Ooh.
They say shit like this. It's insane. And you're like, I don't understand. What did I do? Is something wrong? Did I do something to piss you off? Plausible deniability? No, of course. What?
Oh, y'all, I hate that. Oh, my God. Y'all. This has happened to me so many times. So you start to question yourself damn, did I say something to her? Did I do something towards her? The switch up be so crazy. What is going on? Why is she acting like that towards me? You really start to check yourself. That's how indirect it is. That's how subtle it is. That's how passive aggressive it is. You start to check yourself like, is she mad at me? Did I do something to her? Like that's when you know. That's when you know. That's when you know.
Of course not. Why would you say that? I'm being your friend, and friends are honest with each other, and you look like shit in that dress.
Oh.
Heard it in my office doing psychotherapy. It's insane. Okay, so be careful what triggers them. One of the triggers is a fear of ostracization, exclusion, making new friends, forming tighter bonds with people in your shared friend group. Couple of other interesting statistics about.
And I also want to point this out to any future content creators. If you see that shit happening in your comment section, you need to block the person that made the comment, and you need to go and block every person that liked the comment. Okay? Cause that's one thing I've been peeping. Like, if someone comments something negative to ostracize you, right? It don't have nothing to do with the content that you posted. It has everything to, like, they're singling you out and like making it about you. And they're talking about they're personalizing it too. And it has nothing to do with the comment that you posted. Block them. It'd be slick shade. Like, I had a girl do it. What did she post? Hold on, let me show you so I could give you an example of what I'm talking about. And this is to any future content creator. Let me see. Because I wanted to talk about the decentering men thing. Because this is exactly what this man is talking about right now as we speak. Let me pull up the comment on the screen so you can see. Ooh, your mom does this. See, hold on. Let me, that's crazy. Is it raining outside? Hold on, how do I close this? I got too many things open. Okay, there we go. Okay, sorry y'all, I'm like trying to get back to this screen. Okay, there we go. Let me pull it up because I gotta show y'all this, because this is exactly what I'm talking about. And this commenter was hoping that other people would chime in and agree. Okay, so this was left under my and this is from a fake account too. That's another thing. This person didn't even leave the comment from a legitimate account. So this person most likely still follows me, which is creepy, but hey. So she goes, girl, I love the way you present yourself, your personality, and the way you present your content, but you are so contradicting. First, you claim you don't spill or sip tea on your channel, but you literally report on things like any other tea page. You just add in your opinion. Secondly, you tell women to not be male-centered. However, content like this shows you haven't completely decentered men either. Content shows that you have not decentered men either. That's crazy. I didn't know content can show that you have not decentered men unless it's a thought process that you carry in your content. But what I want to point out is, girl, I love the way that you present yourself. Your personality and the way you present your content. All of that was bullshit. Okay? And this is what I can't stand about women. Just say you don't like somebody and move the hell on with your life. Like, I don't understand that. But instead, it's like women like this truly, truly, truly are confused about you. That's what it really is. They're confused. They don't know if they should love you or hate you. They don't know. And so because they're confused within themselves about you, they project as if this is just me caring and being concerning. But I love you, girl. I love you. But every little thing you do, they can't stand. It's very weird. And this is what's happening right now in this video. He's really explaining it. And y'all, I don't understand why people have an issue with me saying that my other page is not a tea sipping page. I wanted to be original. Like, me not wanting to be a C tipping page, it's not about, oh, I feel like I'm better than the other C tipping page. It's just I wanted to be original. That's it. I wanted to be different. So my channel, it's straight no chaser. I used to drink heavily in my videos. I stopped drinking. I still drink, but I just drink like coffee, water, tea, smoothies, and things like that. I just implemented healthier things. But it's real talk with Yoni, straight no chaser. I don't understand why that offends people for me being authentic and original. It like really drives people insane. And then at the time that I created my brand, there wasn't all of these tea pages. These tea pages popped up later. And then at the time that I had started my commentary channel, you had Lovely Tea, C-tipping. You had Tasha K, Unwind with Tasha, right? Tasha K. And so I'm like, what can I do? Like, how can I be creative? So I came up with Real Talk with Yoni, straight no chaser. And it's like, the girls are so mad about that. But it's like, that's just me being original. You're not taking issue with my content. You're truly taking issue with my originality. That's it. You're taking issue with me choosing to be different. That's it. So that was weird. But then that's the thing. It's like, when it comes to a female bully, they're not taking real issue with what you're doing. They're taking issue with truly who you are. That's what it really is. That it's who you are. And they want to like you, but there's things about you that they don't like for whatever reason, and they're very confused about you. And then I already explained the whole decentering men thing, which was why I talked about that earlier in this live about what it means to truly decenter men. It does not mean that you can't have an opinion on men in heterosexual relationships when you're a heterosexual woman. It's truly about removing the processor of being male-centered and how you process things, how you show up in the world, how you choose to think and do things, what career you choose, what car you choose, how you choose to live your life. Like, it's about removing the processor of putting men first when it comes to you making these choices and decisions. As a single woman, as a woman who's married, as a woman who may be a boy mom or whatever the case may be. It's involves you removing the processor. Stop allowing men to be incompetent and then you feeding into it, not feeding into the hierarchy that men create, like rating systems and the little pet names they like to give women, like female, baby mama, wifey, 304. Just not feeding into all of those things. Like, that's what it's really about. But apparently there are rules when it comes to decentering men. And that's another thing that I noticed about the female bully. It's a mob mentality type of approach. So they put these rules on you to follow. And then if you don't follow the rules, you can't sit with us. You're not a part of the group. We're going to isolate you away from the group. You cannot sit with us because you have to follow these rules. If you do not wear pink on Wednesdays, you cannot sit at our lunch table. It's very weird. And they don't think that they're being misogynistic. They don't think that they're being masculine at all. They don't think that. Decentering men, to me, when it comes to being a boy mom, is just, you don't baby your son. You know, you allow that son to truly be accountable and responsible for their actions starting at a very young age, instead of handicapping them or feeding into the incompetence of the males, you know, like just not doing that. So no, it doesn't matter what lifestyle you choose, because a lot of people feel like if you decenter men, you can't have a son, which is like, y'all, I've heard some of the stupidest things on social media. I've heard some of the craziest rules on social media. Like, seriously, this is not a cult. And if you feel like you got to live your life a certain type of way to fit in with a group of women, you really have low self-esteem. Stand on your own 2 feet. Do you have to enable and coddle the boy that you're raising, your son? No, but just leave it at that. Like, I've heard some of the craziest things about, you don't want to be a boy mom, you don't want to have a son. As like, what kind of, y'all? It's very weird. It's very weird. It's just very weird. Women go to the extremes when it comes to some of this stuff, and they create these imaginary rules to follow, and it's just very weird to me. It's just very weird. Some things are just gonna be out of your control, and you just have to accept that. But these type of women that are masculine and aggressive like this, they feel like they can control everything. They want to dominate everything and everyone, and they think that they can, and they think they have the power to do that. It's very delusional.
About aggression and female bullying, there's a stereotype that female bullies are attractive. And this is probably true. So when a woman is attractive, they are more likely to engage in bullying. The really interesting thing, what the movies don't tell us, is that if you're an attractive woman, you are also more likely to be bullied. So you're about 35% more likely to be bullied if you are an attractive woman. And once again, remember what's going on here. It's about...
Y'all, I can confirm this. Now, yes, have I been bullied by women majority of my life and I'm just now coming to the realization that I have? Yes. But since growing up, it has gotten worse to the point where I'm looking up videos, like I'm watching videos like this, trying to figure out like what the fuck is going on? Like seriously, like what the hell is going on? And so this validated me too. I was like, oh my God, like y'all, I'm telling you, I feel so bad because I used to be the ugly duckling when I was younger. I just got to be honest with you. I used to be the ugly duckling. Like I really had the Cinderella story. So like, yeah, I was bullied then. I was bullied for being like weird and like different, especially as a black girl. But y'all, it's so much worse now. Like it's awful. And then no one feels bad for you because, well, you're attractive. You have beauty. Suck it up. Deal with it. It's crazy. And then you could really be a kind person in nature at heart. Like you wouldn't hurt a fly. You wouldn't do anything malice towards anyone. And people do all of these things towards you and they just expect for you to just take it because you have beauty. It's crazy. Like y'all, when I tell you I want to go back to my ugly duckling stages and hug the pretty girls, like I really do. I want to give them a hug so bad because I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like I'm so sorry. I had no idea. And we do stereotype the attractive girl or the most beautiful girl in school because, you know, that's kind of how it plays out in movies and things like that. But man, y'all, like I feel so bad because I'm like, I never knew the other side was like this. But like, no, like the attractive girl, yeah, sometimes she can be the bully. She can. But that's not in all cases. Like I have gotten some of the nastiest stares from women. I've been looked up and down. I've been isolated. I've been not allowed to sit in certain like spaces. Like y'all, it's so crazy to me. Like I'll never forget one time I was getting out of an Uber, and this was on New Year's Eve when I was going out. No, I was getting into my Uber, and y'all, it was like three girls just no smile or nothing. And I'm the type of person, I'm like, hi. Like, I'm a bubbly person. I'm like, oh, hi. Like, I'll at least give you a smile, you know. But I ain't no way in hell I'm going to look you up and down like, and you ain't done nothing to me. Like, y'all, it's so crazy. And then in Houston, it's very competitive. It's very competitive. Like, it don't matter. I'm the type of person, like, I feel like I can make friends anywhere. But like when you're seen as competition just because you look a certain way, girl, like the girls be like, and I'm not even the type of person where it's like, oh, everybody just hates me. I got all these haters. I'm not like that. Like I feel like I have more people that love me and care about me and want to be cool with me than people who don't. But y'all, I cannot deny it anymore. Part of me, and to the ladies that are listening, you keep denying this, you're denying yourself. And you know what else you're downplaying? Your beauty. Because you got to know what comes with it. You do. I've never talked about this. I did talk about this on my Patreon. But when you deny your beauty, right? And beauty is not just the physical. A lot of people think beauty is just the physical. Nope. There's layers to it. When you're really a beautiful person, there's layers to beauty. There is. Your personality can be beautiful. Your way of thinking can be beautiful. Your approach on life can be beautiful. Your smile can be beautiful. You have a beautiful glow, aura, spirit. All of those things can be beautiful. There's layers to it, right? So you can have a beautiful soul, a beautiful laugh. Like you could really be just a beautiful person, right? And so you got to understand what comes with that though. Because it's very attractive, right? Like all of those things make you attractive. Your aura is attractive. Your energy is attractive. Your spirit is attractive. Your mindset is attractive. Your laugh is attractive. Someone could hear you laugh from across the room and they're looking to see, who is that? Your light is attractive. So you got to know what comes with that. If you don't understand what comes with that, you're denying yourself of who you really are and what people can see when they see you. Don't downplay yourself. You gotta embrace it. And I went through a phase where I didn't want to embrace it. I didn't. Part of the reason was because when I was the ugly duckling, I was treated a certain way. And so because I was treated a certain way, being the ugly duckling, I felt like if I embraced my beauty, then I would be the bully to the ugly duckling that I was. So it's like I denied myself of embracing my beauty out of respect for the ugly duckling phase that I went through in my life. Because I was so adamant. I'm like, I don't want to be like those girls. I don't want to be like those girls. I don't want to like turn pretty and then just be those girls. So I denied myself of my beauty at every level. At every level. And you know what it was? Low self-esteem. That's what it was. It was low self-esteem. That's all it was. Stop denying who you are. You got to embrace yourself fully. And you got to heal the little girl that may have went through that ugly duckling phase, right? Where you were maybe shy, timid, you were really inward and everything. You got to heal her. And then you got to show up in the world and show people that beautiful people don't have to be bullies. Beautiful people don't have to be mean. Beautiful people don't have to just treat people any type of way just because they feel like they can because they're beautiful. You can rewrite that stereotype. It's a choice. So you don't feel like you have to not embrace the beauty just to keep it real with your younger self or staying true because of your younger self. No, embrace it and change the stereotype. That's what you can do. And so once I decided to do that, I'm like, okay, I became comfortable. I started to become comfortable. I'm like, okay, I am beautiful. Like, you know, I am an amazing person. So I literally denied myself of that embrace after my glow up because of the trauma from my younger self. And now that we are in agreement and we have an understanding, I'm like, okay, I can embrace myself fully. Because this is something that I've never publicly talked about because it was something I was seriously struggling with. Seriously struggling with. But now I could talk about it and be okay with talking about it. But it was something I really struggled with because, you know, they painted that picture that, you know, attractive women, beautiful women are bullies. And then even people project that onto me now. Like people project mean girl energy on me. And I'm just like, I'm never going to be mean to someone just because. Like, you have to really do something to me. And then I'm the type of person where I'm trying to not be like this, where you have to do things to me consistently for me to even turn mean to you. So it's just crazy. Like, I'm trying to become more strict about allowing people to just keep treating me bad before I, like, do something about it. Like on the first disrespectful thing that you do, it's like, nah, like I'm becoming more strict because I've seen how when you let things slide and you make excuses for people and you give people the benefit of the doubt, then they feel like they can disrespect you more and then make it a behavior towards you. So I had to become stricter because of the experiences, but never have I just been mean to people just because. Like, that's just so weird. I think about my younger self. I would never do it. So it's layers, y'all. You got to work on yourself. Like you really do. You can't just lose weight, wear makeup, get your hair done and think that's it. Like, no, there's a lot of mental work that you have to do up here in order for you to enjoy yourself, in order for you to truly love yourself and be present and be in the experience in the way that you truly deserve. You really do have to love yourself. So it's going to take you to do some work. And this is part of it. And I was running from this stereotype. I didn't want to be perceived as that.
Hack tactics, right? It's if you're the prettiest girl in the group, Something that can happen is a couple of other girls in the group can be jealous of you. There's a lot of stuff about mating, which we'll talk about in a second. I hate to say this stuff, but somewhat true, right? Where if you're the pretty person, and this is what's so interesting. So why are you more likely to be victimized if you're a pretty woman? Not just by male aggressors, by female aggressors too, because that increases the plausible deniability. Oh, pretty women, you have pretty privilege. You get all of the advantages in life.
Crazy.
You're so lucky. And by the way, haven't you seen Mean Girls? All the girls who are bullies are hot. You're the bully. I'm not the bully. It's that retaliative humiliation. Hey, why don't y'all invite me to things? We're not doing anything wrong. Maybe you should be a better friend. You think that just because you're attractive, that makes you entitled to come to all of our parties and all of our social events? They're more likely to be victimized and more likely to be bullies. So even if you're an attractive woman who's listening to this and you're thinking to yourself, I don't understand why people treat me this poorly. And here's the other problem, right? Is if you are an attractive person and you have pretty privilege and you go to someone and you say, hey, I'm a victim too. Something bad is happening to me. Do people listen to you? Of course not.
No.
And that's why they pick you as a victim. Because remember, their primary fear is fear of retaliation. So if they can get away with it, they're more likely to be aggressive. Another thing that is very commonly a source of...
Okay, so I'm going to leave it here, y'all. But I just wanted to, because I have to get back to mentoring. But I just wanted to share this with y'all because... It's a lot. I've learned a lot. I hope this was healing for you. I hope this validated your experiences. I hope you continue to work on yourself and heal from these experiences. And I also hope that this is an eye-opening video for you as well, because now you know that you're not crazy. Because I used to think I was crazy. And I used to gaslight myself because when I would have these experiences, I would doubt them. I would create doubt a lot. Like, no, she didn't mean it that way. Or no, I shouldn't take it like that. And the whole time I was truly making excuses to be disrespected. Okay. Yes, go ahead and ask some questions. Go ahead if you want to ask some questions. I am open to receiving those questions. Oh, wait.
So I just wanted to ask,
oh yeah, you got to set those boundaries real early for sure. Oh, he's a doctor, so he studies these things. He's also in the practice. He's in the field. So yeah, he's really good. He has some really good videos. I'm probably going to be reacting to a lot of his videos. Of course, let me go ahead and put that in the chat so I can link it. But I didn't want to react to the whole thing because I do want to react to it on my main page. Oh yes, it certainly does. Oh yeah, he's very unbiased and he's very balanced. You see how he doesn't just make this about women, but he like brings men into it as well and kind of compares the difference. That's why I be trying to tell y'all, men and women are not that different. We just operate differently. That's it. Okay, so this girl confided in me after a few months of knowing her quickly, and I was going to end the friendship, and out of respect I'm going to disclose I didn't want to talk in person and it ended over the phone. No, I don't think so. You don't owe people anything like that. That's the thing. You don't owe people anything when it comes to situations like this. You really don't. Like a lot of times we overthink things. You didn't owe her anything out of that. The cowardly thing would have been to not have the conversation at all. So if you would have just ghosted her, then I'm like, okay. But no, you had a conversation. It was over the phone. That's just as good. And maybe you felt more comfortable to have the conversation over the phone because you were protecting your energy. Because those people who confide in you quickly and try to they kind of dump on you and all of that, they can be very draining. So maybe the phone was just you protecting your energy, seriously, from someone like that. Oh, he did a breakdown on Karen too. Interesting. His videos, they are really good. They are really, really good. I don't think some women understand how draining they can be. And so when you're trying to break up with them, the best thing to do is by phone. Seriously. And then have you looked at some men that break up in text and things with women? I look at that differently too. And I'm like, listen, it may have been one of them type of ones where it's like, they would have tried to they probably would have tried to talk you out of it. They probably would have tried to emotionally manipulate you, guilt trip you, use their eyes, their body language, their emotions. So sometimes it's just best to like just break up with someone through verbal communication and then just leave it at that. I don't feel like you owe anyone anything deeper beyond that, especially if you know the type of person they are and how dealing with them is a lot. Did I miss a question? Ryan, thank you. That is so sweet. Of course. Okay, so that was the only question. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Oh, Jalen, when do you think you finally begin seeing the new you? Ooh. It's a journey, but when did you notice change in perspective, friendship, self, etc.? Asking age-wise. Oh my God, y'all! I just looked at a TikTok video of myself today, and I'm looking at the girl talking in the video, and I'm like, oh my God, girl, you have changed so much. Have you ever looked at a video of yourself or a picture of yourself, and you recognize the girl, but there's a distance because so much has changed? And when you connect to the energy, it's old. It's not current. That's how you know. That's really, really how you know. It's not really based off looks. You can look back at that photo and think about how you used to think about how you used to do certain things. You could even look back at that photo and think about who you had around you at that time. Sometimes you can see the change in your eyes. You can see the change in your energy. There's a difference between the energy in this video, but this video, the energy is just so different. That's kind of how you know. So, what about through text and you send them the reasoning and move on? Voice memo. I could see voice memo, but I don't like text because text is when things can be taken out of context. So voice memo is fine. A call is great if you can do it. It just depends on if they're very draining. Because when someone is draining, that's when you don't really owe them anything because they don't have the self-awareness to not be draining. So now you feel the need to take it up a notch to protect yourself. So a voice memo can be great. A phone call could be better. It just depends because y'all, I've dealt with some very draining individuals. It just really depends. Honestly, like I create distance and I just let them know. Like I just tell the truth. I don't know what else. I just tell the truth. I just tell the truth. And before I break up with a woman, like I set boundaries first. And if she respects my boundaries, I have no reason to distance or cut her off. But when she doesn't respect my boundaries, then that's when I feel the need to really like cut her off. Because one time I set a boundary with this one girl because she would talk to me daily. And she would send me voice memos constantly about everything that was going wrong in her life. And I had things that I was going through. I know people think because I don't talk about the things that I'm going through, I don't like to project things that I'm going through on other people. I tend to work them out within myself. So I don't like, treating people different or treating people weird or dumping on people just because I'm going through something. I tend to kind of distance myself a little bit and work on myself in my private space. And it's not that I isolate myself and don't talk to anyone. I just kind of distance myself a little bit so I can work on the issue or whatever I'm struggling with or whatever. I don't like to involve people in my issues, but she was the type where she would just, every little inconvenience, if there was something that went wrong at work, if there was something that went wrong with her kids, if there was something that went wrong with her social life or a friend or something, it was just, y'all, it was always something. So at first I set a boundary and she respected it for like a week. And then all of a sudden she fell right back into the same pattern of just dumping on me. And it just became so heavy. Like I just could not do it anymore. And I was like, okay, she's the type of person where she does not have the self-awareness to not dump on people. So I'm just going to have to distance myself. Honestly, it was just becoming too much. And then there were some other things too that were a red flag when it comes to creating a friendship with her, that I really didn't like. So the dumping was just the nail in the coffin for me. Some people, yeah, like I felt like my energy was being used because every time I would like listen to a voice memo of hers, my energy would get drained. And then I thought about meeting up with her. Like I wanted to meet up with her because I wanted to let her know that I don't think she's a bad person. Because like that's another thing is just because you break up with someone, it doesn't mean that they're a horrible person. They're a bad person. They deserve nothing in life. It's not like that. Like sometimes people just need to have a better heightened awareness about them and so that they're not draining to other people that they interact with. Like, but she's not a horrible person. It's just, she just doesn't have a good level of self-awareness to where you could really hang around her. Cause if she puts a lot on you, it doesn't matter if you're around her physically or if she's just sending you voice memos. It's just a lot. So I wanted to link up with her, but I knew that if I did, she would start crying, get super emotional, and then I would start to feel guilty about my choice and decision. So I was like, you know what, the best thing is just to leave things how they are. And I sent her voice memo about, how I felt. I told her the truth. I didn't sugarcoat anything. I didn't lie or do anything like that. And then I just left it alone. I just left it alone after that. So it just became too much. My ex-best friend was a little bit different. I tried to talk to her and she just gaslit me. And I was just like, girl, you are not about to gaslight me out of the things you've been saying and the things that you've been doing. Like she was attacking every little thing that I was doing, y'all. Like she would just rip me apart, like from my body to my diet to my life choices to my money. She was pocket watching me. I was like, girl, you can't gaslight me out of this. You did too much. And then she went around slandering my name. I was like, girl, there's no gaslighting me out of this. Like, this is crazy. How do you navigate on solo trips when it comes to potentially making new acquaintances? Like, I'm going to a festival this weekend and realize I get anxiety by the stares and not so friendly faces. Honestly, like my first solo trip, y'all, I wasn't really trying to hang out with people. I really wanted to be alone. I don't know what else. I really wanted to enjoy my own company. But if you're trying to, if you're making it a point to meet people, set the intent before you go to meet friendly people, safe people. Sometimes when I like things to go a certain way, I light candles and I write out a gratitude letter giving thanks to God and my ancestors about being protected, having a good time, meeting great people. Like I tend to set the intentions before I even put myself out there in the social space. So maybe give that a try, say a prayer, set the intent before you go and put yourself out there, and then be open. Don't allow anxiety to get the best of you. It may require you to discipline yourself when you're out there, to not be in your head and not to overthink people staring at you and things like that. Because sometimes people stare because they like what they see. Sometimes people stare because you have an attractive aura. You have an attractive energy about you. I get a lot of stares too. And lately I've been coming to the realization that the reason why I get stares is because people are attracted to my energy and my aura. Like, they stare because they're like, there's something about her. There's something about, and so some people don't come up to you and say that, but they stare because of that. So don't always think negative thoughts when people stare at you. It is rude though, but it happens. No, I'm not able to take insurance. I'm sorry. Call-in lives, probably not, because especially when it comes to the World Wide Web, the reason why I stopped doing those call-ins, especially with girls opening up and being vulnerable, was someone decided to take a video of a call-in and just react to it. And I didn't like that. I don't like it when people weaponize other people's vulnerabilities. I don't even like when people do it to me. So yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. Do we have any other questions? Oh, definitely on Facebook memory. Definitely on Facebook memory. Oh, yeah. 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 And then, she definitely, like, she was also the type of person that thought she could fix it. And the only thing that needed to be fixed was herself. That's it. Like, she just needed more self-awareness to not be so heavy and dump on people. Yes. How do you create boundaries but also not be controlling in the friendship? Well, boundaries has everything to do with you. It doesn't have anything to do with other people. But you do have every right to protect your energy and protect your space. So if you know you're the type of person where you don't like heavy drinkers, because I don't like heavy drinkers. I've been around heavy drinkers majority of my life, and they've always turned mean towards me. And I don't like that. So I don't like hanging around people that are heavy drinkers. But sometimes if you feel like you have to control a friend, it's because you don't need to be friends with them. You should be on the same page, where a boundary is just simply something that you're doing to create the space that you want to facilitate. And most friends that have respect for you will respect that. But if you feel like you have to control a friend, that's just not somebody that's truly for you. So setting boundaries, like I said, make it about yourself and not about your friend at all. Make it about you. And if they respect you, they will respect your boundaries. Can you talk about forgiveness? I would like to forgive the person who did me dirty and completely let it go to where I no longer get triggered. The way that I've been able to forgive is, and listen, when you're triggered, you have to deal with the emotions that come with that trigger. What is the trigger revealing to you? What is the trigger revealing about yourself that you haven't gotten over? That's huge. Recently, I talked about how that video I posted triggered my past relationship trauma from both men and women, where I felt like I had to dim my light to keep the peace. And me celebrating myself was something I was always afraid to do, because I felt like if I did, it always made people uncomfortable. And people felt like, oh, you're full of yourself, or you're this, or you're that. And I didn't want to be perceived. So when you get triggered like that, what does it reveal about you? Does it reveal trauma? Does it reveal emotions that you have not released, that you need to move past? Like, sometimes forgiveness is truly you doing more shadow work. I don't believe that in all cases you have to go to a person and forgive them to their face. I believe sometimes the forgiveness process needs to just stay within yourself so that you can move past the trauma or the negative experience. So forgiveness is being able to move past what was done. It's not going to that person in all cases to let them know, I forgive you, I forgive you. It's a process that you give yourself so that you're able to let go and move past what was done. No, I don't feel like voice memo is cowardly. I feel like no communication is cowardly. I just don't prefer text because text can be taken out of context. So be careful. Okay. Let me see. Okay, I think that's it. I'm going to go ahead. Oh, let me answer this one. Nutritionist. How do you trust yourself again when you realize your family and old friends are bullies? Ooh. I trust myself because of the experiences that they gave me and how I was able to deal with them and handle them. It's part of the reason when you embrace your experiences, the good and the bad, you become very confident in yourself and what you're capable of. So me starting to solo travel, the reason why I feel confident in doing so, I don't care what happens. The worst can happen. And actually, when I went to Vegas, the worst did happen. But because I trusted myself and my past experiences, I did not get triggered when the situation occurred. I handled it because I know how to. I trust myself. I know I'm capable. And then the situation, it went bad. I handled it. And I was able to enjoy the rest of my trip. Do you not understand what that gave me? That gave me more confidence to go to another and do another solo trip. It didn't make me fearful. Like, oh, now because I got stalked in Vegas, I can't go on any more solo trips. I'm like, no, I handled it. So now that fed me, like it fed me to put myself out there more. I'm like, yeah, you can handle anything. You're capable, you're smart, you're quick-witted, you're adaptable. You know how to protect yourself. You have your own back. You can handle anything. Not only that, I'm spiritually protected. I'm covered. I can handle anything. So you got to believe in yourself. You do. You really got to believe in yourself. So I'm hoping that eventually I'll get to that point where I'm able to connect and find other solo travelers and things like that. But you got to believe that you can overcome anything. Otherwise, you wouldn't have had those experiences in life. So, and you don't know what those experiences are really, truly preparing you for. So know who you are. You got to know who you are. When you know who you are, you're going to be very confident. Very, very, very confident. Because a lot of times we're not confident because we don't know who we are. We don't know what we're good at. We don't know what we're capable of. We don't know how talented we are. We don't know how gifted we are. We don't know how intelligent and smart we are. We haven't made that connection with ourselves yet. But once you make that connection with yourself, you are going to be very confident. And you're going to really, truly believe that you can do anything. You can go anywhere at any time and do whatever you want to do. It's a level of freedom that you will reach within yourself because you know who you are. Okay? So I'm going to leave it here. Thank you for joining me today. And I hope to see you in my next one. I do plan to go live and react to what's it called? The engagement swindler. I still need to react to that one. So I plan to do that later today on my main channel. So I hope to see you there. Please give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone that you think needs to hear this message. And I hope to catch you in my next Daily Bread. And don't be afraid to send me some Daily Bread topics. I would love to hear from you about that can maybe help you through something that you may be going through personal. So if you find something on social media that really resonates with you and it connects with you because maybe you went through a similar situation and you want me to talk about it on Daily Bread, don't be afraid to reach out, okay? Thank you for joining. Hello, Emily. How are you? I hope to see you all in my next one. Thank you, Island Girl. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Flo. I see y'all on Discord as well. Thank you, V. You're always joining me. And I hope to catch you in my next one. Maybe I should create an email so that y'all can send me different videos. My other two emails, because I've been on the internet for so long, it's just so much spam in there. So things get lost a lot. So I may just create a new email so then I can just see, the things. Or maybe I'll create a Daily Bread room in Discord and then you can just post the Daily Bread things that you want me to talk about. So I'll do that because when you make it available to the internet, a lot of spam, like people trying to get you to promote this, people trying to get you to do this and get you to do that. So a lot of stuff gets lost in the sauce, but in Discord, I'll be able to see it. So I'll create a room and then anything you want me to talk about, just go to that room and post it. And then we can start getting some more content up on this channel. So thank you for joining and I hope to catch you in my next one.